Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I wanted to come in and say hi to you guys and see what's going on in your world. I thought that today we could do a Dr. Boyce exposed kind of conversation where you can literally ask me any question you want, and I will answer all questions. Now, I know that some people were still kind of, had some strong opinions about the Kwame Brown conversation we had yesterday. Meant no ill will toward the brother, but then again, not everybody's going to agree. And so I thought it would just be fun to kind of say, you know what? I don't, I'm not really hiding from anybody. I actually like talking to my people. And so I want to welcome you guys to the platform for intelligent Black people. Now, in a little bit, we're going to actually talk about crypto later on today. And I got a great guest coming through, and we'll break that down a little bit later. But for now, I figured it would just be fun to do a straight up Q&A and answer any question you may have. You can ask me any question about any topic, and I will give you an answer. Give me like a one sentence question. I will give you a one sentence answer. Outlaw Conscious says, why do you clout chase? Why are you on my channel? There we go. That's my question for you. What do you think? So you hear about XRP? No, what happened with XRP? I heard XRP is, I know it's doing pretty well. I think I saw an interview with the CEO of Brad Garlinghouse. I think that's his name. The CEO of Ripple, the company that makes XRP. Let me see how XRP is doing. I'm holding my XRP, by the way. The last month, XRP has dropped by about 26%. I didn't hear. Is there news about XRP? I want to Google that because I'm definitely concerned about what the future of XRP is going to be. Let's see here. Next comment. Let's see. How are you doing, brother? Cheers. I'm doing very well. I just got married. I married a beautiful Black woman, and I talk about that because I think it's very important for us as men to publicly express our adoration and affection for Black women. I know that some people think that it's silly or clout chasing and stuff like that. And I guess that's what they're going to think. But I do it because Black women get disrespected. And I'm tired of people just constantly. I understand holding people accountable. I do that all the time. But I also think that when Black women really have our backs, we got to speak up for them. And I get real sick of music and other energy that puts Black women down constantly. I don't think any community can prosper when you hate your women that much. So when you have little boy energy out here of men, so-called men, fake men, really, in my view, who think that loving a Black woman is simping or whatever. It kind of makes me say, like, no. Let me step in. I'm a grown man. I'm 50 years old almost. I'm just going to tell you that the commitment is not for suckers. Commitment is for men. My father was a very strong man. He is a strong man. He's still alive. My father's murdered people. I'm not murdered, but had to kill people. He's a soldier. Shout out to the veterans. And he taught me that commitment is something that you do when you honor a woman, that you don't treat women any old kind of way unless somebody tries to harm you. So I speak on it publicly because you guys got to understand that you can't build wealth for your community if you don't understand the concept of family. If you look at most Italians, where they build their wealth, it's built around family. Go to Nigeria, they build wealth around family. Parts of Latin America, it's always about the family. So part of what white supremacy did to you is it made you divisive. It made you hate each other. Like, I'm sure right here in the comments, there's going to be a whole lot of sucker comments like "F you," blah 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 blah. And I know what it's about. It's about that Kwame Brown conversation. I thought I was helping out. I thought I was helping the brother out. But Kwame didn't take it that way, and I get that. Maybe he feels like he's being attacked by everybody. But that divisive energy, that's as bad as what white people do to you. I mean, that's literally KKK stuff. That's white supremacy 101, because the number one goal, if you read Powernomics and Black Labor, White Wealth, the number one goal they have for Black people was to keep them fighting and divided. So, I believe, that there's a COINTELPRO operation to constantly create confusion, because when you have confusion, you can never have progress. So, and also, if you don't have family, you can't build. You can't build without family. So just keep that in mind. Keto, what is your analysis of AMC stock? I don't mind AMC. I think AMC can be a good investment. I think AMC is going to do well when the theaters open back up. In fact, if I had some extra capital laying around, I would invest more in AMC. AMC is also good if you like to sell stock options. That's a great way to make money. I have a stock options masterclass. If you want to, feel free to go take a look at stockoptionsmasterclass.com. That's stockoptionsmasterclass.com. What's up, Precious? Put your hashtag B1 in the chat if you are if you put your community first, if you put Black people first. And let's see here. How you doing, brother? I'm doing good. Is this another playback catfish? No, this is actually live, but we do restream stuff. We rerun stuff because sometimes people don't see it the first time. So, you know, it's not a catfish. That's what it is. All right. So let's see here. Let me look at some of the questions here. Boyce, good to see you, Chief. I met you in ATL. You were mad cool. Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. Next question. I haven't heard any discussion of the Derek Price's Afro dollar, digital cash. Okay, well, Afro dollar. Everybody go Google Afro dollar. I've never heard of it, but sounds very interesting. I'd like to take a look. SMH at these questions, Kevin Samuels influence in here. Yeah, I'm not going to really, you know, I got enough pushback on the Kwame Brown stuff. Unfortunately, you have an element of the community that's looking for a leader, that's looking for a hero. And sometimes when you're looking for a hero because you don't have much guidance or you don't know how to guide yourself, you can sometimes fall into the false idea that somebody is perfect because you look up to them and you defend them no matter what they do. And I think that's very flawed. I think that I think if you love Kevin Samuels and you can't find anything wrong with what he says, or if you love somebody like me and you find that I can do no wrong and there's nothing that you disagree with, I would challenge you, because that could probably mean that your critical thinking skills have to grow. Like, my greatest hero is Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. I can point out 50 things. I can point out so many things wrong with what they did in their lives that you would really think I was a hater, that you really would think I hate them. And it's not that I hate them. It's that you have to, if you want to defeat white supremacy, the Black man has to be has to have the ability of discernment. He has to have the ability to control his emotions and focus on facts, not just emotionality. So, for example, the energy around the Kwame Brown stuff or Kevin Samuels stuff is very emotional. Like, a lot of men, some men follow Kevin because some of the stuff Kevin says is actually true. He needs to be heard. But there are some men who follow Kevin Samuels because they're hurt. They don't want to be held accountable. They think anytime a Black woman challenges them that she's the gold digger or a terrible person, or they're just mad because they wanted to be with a girl who had better options and she chose somebody better because, you know, maybe you were broke, maybe your penis wasn't big enough, maybe you didn't know how to treat a lady. So you go back and you take that angry energy into a space where they're going to do the same thing for you that Derek Jackson did for women. Tell you that it's never your fault, that you didn't do anything wrong, that you're perfect in every way. And you buy into that because everybody wants to hear that I'm perfect and that it's the world's fault. And I just think that's the wrong way to go about life. I had a conversation with my 10-year-old about that. She was talking about why she got up late and missed school. And I was like, well, whose fault is that? She's like, well, it was so-and-so's fault because they didn't say. No. It's on you. You are accountable, right? That's the first step toward empowerment is accountability. If you want to be powerful, take accountability for your life. If you cannot take accountability, if you're constantly blaming other people, then you're going to fail. That's just inevitable. And then what white people do is the white liberals, your so-called friends, they train you to not take accountability. They train you to be a victim. They train you to believe that anything that happens in your life, good or bad, is up to them, that they're the ones who have the ability to decide what your fate is going to be. And I'm not into that. I'm just not into that. All right, so let me see here. Go to war with this warrior class of people. I don't know what you mean by that. Do you want Kwame banned? No, actually, I did the video because I don't know Kwame. Somebody was like, you should have called him. You should have called him. You should have called him. I'm like, I don't know this guy's number. I don't hang with celebrities. He's an NBA star. He's a celebrity. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a guy who has been doing commentary on the internet for like 12 years. White people hate me. I'm not mainstream at all. So I don't know all these people. I don't mingle with all these people. I was making this point for two reasons. One, because I was talking to you guys. I talk to you. I don't give a fuck what a famous person has to say. Like, they're not more important than you are. So stop all that. Like, get off that hero worship stuff. That's ridiculous. Black people, studies show that Black people worship celebrities more than any other group. Did y'all know that? That when Nielsen was trying to figure out how to get money from Black people to steal more of your wealth, they literally said that Black people love celebrities, that they will do anything a celebrity tells them to do because they're brainwashed. They literally said stuff like this in the study. So companies are like, oh, if we get some Negro to endorse our product, then they'll go buy it. So I don't really try to hang out with famous people. They just come to me. They come, like, I didn't call Ice Cube. Ice Cube called me. Willie D came to my event. Farrakhan reached out to me. So the people I know, Charlemagne reached out to me. Like, so when people reach out to me. I talk to them if they seem okay, but I'm not going around looking to connect with all these people because I want to be in my own space where I can use my own voice and have authenticity. I felt like what I was doing was already important without getting a cosign from anybody. I did not need anybody to cosign what I was doing for me to think that it was relevant and important. I just said, I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to do the best I can at it. And when you do something well, people will notice. So with Kwame Brown, somebody called me the other day and they said, hey, I can connect you with Kwame's people. I said, absolutely. Put him on the phone. I'd like to, anything that he feels I should have said in private, I'll be glad to say it in private. I said it in public because that was something I noticed. And I don't think it was a bad thing. I still don't think it's like, oh, you trying to get his channel taken down. Man, get out here with that stupid stuff. That's just ignorant. Basically, and if you notice, he took my advice. I noticed right after I did my video, he changed the title of that video. I said, good job, brother. Very smart. Now, do I know enough about him to vet to know that what he's doing is good or bad? I don't know. He's been doing this, for, I don't know how long he's been doing this. I don't know where this is going to go. Right. So I'm not going to sit here and say it's all good or all bad. I don't know enough to know. I do know that, 10 years from now, I'll be able to tell you more. Like, so if you look at me, if you want to know what I'm about, don't look at what I'm doing right now or what I did this week. Look at what I've been doing for the last 10 years. If you notice, I've been very consistent. So with Kwame, I'm going to look for consistency, and I hope that there's a consistency there. And I think he's doing great work. I think he's a great guy. I don't put anybody above anybody else, though. And I think that you got to stop that. Stop that hero stuff. It's silly. It's kind of ridiculous. Let's see. Dr. Kevin doesn't hold down weak males. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm sorry. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't. Keep supporting Mr. Get Away With It. Okay. What are your thoughts? Somebody said, what are your thoughts on the Black Unicorn Factory? I do not know about the Black Unicorn Factory. I apologize. I noticed your channel is turning into TMZ. Well, being on my channel is kind of a privilege and not a right. So, if you feel that way, Landmark, I can help you. So what I'm going to do is you're blocked now. You're no longer welcome to my channel. So I kind of want you to know, like, this is not a popularity contest. I do not care what's popular in the Black community. Because the Black community, for the most part, we failed as a people. We are failing. If you look at wealth, white wealth compared to Black wealth, our wealth is much lower. If you look at educational outcomes, your kids are not being educated. If you look at freedom, how strong and free do Black people feel? They don't feel free. They don't feel strong because your community doesn't have strong leadership. So I don't want to be popular amongst people who don't even understand what power actually looks like. I just don't. It doesn't mean I hate you. If you're willing to be educated and to learn how to become powerful, I can help you explain that. Me and Dr. Claude Anderson, that's what we do. But the teacher's not here to, we're not here to follow the trends, because a lot of Black folks get distracted by stupid stuff. That's why you're not building anything. That's why you're not building corporations. You're not building massive wealth, because you got people, literally grown ass people, that will spend the whole day watching videos on the internet and trolling on channels and stuff like that. So whoever that guy was, he's I helped him. I took him out of his misery. So since my channel is terrible and it's TMZ, then that's fine. You should not be here. You should definitely go to another channel. I'm not here trying to get views. That's not what you should be aiming for. You're trying to get truth. Okay. And it's my truth. It may not be the absolute truth. Maybe somebody can help you in a better way, but I want people here that want to grow. If you do not want to grow, then you should not be here. And if you expose yourself, just know my moderators are instructed to help you leave the channel, to just send you to some place where you can be more comfortable. All right. So DeWitt, any advice for a disabled Black man? I don't know what disability you're referring to. I can just say, figure out what you have to work with. One good thing too is you always do better when you have teammates. When you have other people that you work with that can have your back, that you can share resources with, that's your key to success. So form good relationships, bring good energy, not toxic energy, and you can create something that is positive and constructive. Let's see here. I always say, as people are backing and forth in the prison system, okay, what is your stance on Tesla? Tesla is a company. Somebody, hold on, give me a second. Let me see. My phone, my stupid computer. What it does is it'll start ringing when somebody calls my other phone, and I don't know how to turn this crap off. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. Let me see if I can turn this shit off. I literally don't know where to go to turn this off. So sorry about that. XRP. So my stance on Tesla. Let me talk about Tesla. Hold on. I gotta turn this off. And the funny thing is, I do not know how to turn this thing off where it rings on my computer. I literally don't know how to turn this off. So sorry, guys. Would love to see you and Kwame talk. Yeah, I guess I think the question would be what benefit could really come out of that. Because I'm not one to necessarily say that what you're doing is good because it's popular. I told you popularity doesn't mean a lot to me. I was never the popular kid in school. When I was in college, I was seen as kind of a nerd, and I wanted to be different. I wanted to be different from the other black males that I knew because they were failing. You shouldn't imitate loser behavior. And unfortunately, a lot of the black men I knew were just losers. They weren't doing anything good. So, but they were cool. They were cooler than me. Like the girls thought they were cooler, but I never wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be a guy who was going to have a successful life, period. And so if Kwame wanted to talk, I'd probably talk to him in private first because it seems like he's real sensitive and real concerned that people are coming after him. When he said, I love Dr. Claude Anderson, I was kind of confused by that because I'm like, well, Dr. Claude Anderson's like a father to me. Like literally, he came on this channel and said, Boyce should be your new black leader. And I told you guys, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want that. But Dr. Claude Anderson is like a relative for me. So, when you say you love him, but then you feel like I'm attacking you, I think that is kind of that it's kind of like, well, you may not know who your real enemies are. Your enemy is white supremacy. Your enemy is all the establishment people that probably want to try to take you down. And I was trying to just give a warning. And again, I think that he got that part because, like I said, after I made that video, he changed the title. He took the N word out of the title. And I think he should not use the N word as much in the video because, unfortunately, when you're pro-black and you're calling black people the N word like repeatedly, it's a little confusing, right? And I think as black people, we got to challenge ourselves because why would you get so mad when a white person calls you something that you call yourself every day? Seriously, you call yourself that every day, but yet somehow you expect the world to understand why you're outraged when a white person does it. Well, you stop doing it. You need to be the example that you want to see. Now, what do I think about Tesla stock? I think Tesla stock has been overpriced for a long time. I think Tesla is potentially a good long-term investment, but Tesla has a lot of what is called key man risk, which means that if anything happens to Elon Musk, anything, he goes to jail, he dies, or anything, Tesla's gonna like plummet like crazy. Tesla's up and down a lot. It looks like it's down about 15% over the last 3 months, but it's up 276% over the past year. It's down 16% this month. About 41% of the analysts say that you should buy Tesla. 35% say hold, 24% say sell. So Tesla is, it reminds me of when Yoda in Star Wars was explaining the future of Darth Vader. When Darth Vader was a little boy, his name was Anakin Skywalker, right? Bear with me. This is a stupid example, but you're going to get it. So when Anakin Skywalker was a kid, they were like, predict his future. They asked Yoda, like, what's his future? And Yoda was like, his future is really cloudy. Like he could be anything. Nobody knows what he's going to be. So basically, Tesla is a little bit like Darth Vader was, where Tesla could go on and do amazing things, but Tesla can also crash and burn. So be very careful. If you invest in Tesla, make sure you diversify, make sure you protect your money. And that's what it is. If you have a question and I didn't see it, feel free to repeat the question. Pound that like button. Yeah, take 1 second if you could. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, everybody, right now. Please do that. I really appreciate that very much. And also, we're actually doing a masterclass on crypto investing. If you'd like to join us, we start June 8th. I'm going to lead this masterclass, and it's cryptoinvestingmasterclass.com. If you sign up today, you can actually get 48% off. So it's in the Black Business School, which, by the way, the Black Business School is up to 140,000 students around the world. We are going to get a physical building. Once the pandemic is over, we will have a physical building. We're going to start off in Houston, and then we're going to have locations all throughout the world. So we have literally educated over 1 million Black people on stock market investing. So we've made Black history. We've done a couple of things that I'm really proud of. Three things that I think that I'm really happy about. One is we've gotten over 1 million Black people to invest in their first share of stock, which is massive because that's going to change the wealth gap because millionaires are more likely to be stock market investors. And the people that follow our financial channels are more likely to invest than millionaires are. So the first step to being a millionaire is to act like one. Our people are acting like millionaires. The people that really ride with us, some people come in and out because they're looking for something trendy and popular. I don't do that. because the trendy and popular is what got you in this situation in the first place. So I'm not here to repeat the nonsense that got us here and made us, the losers in the beginning. Secondly, we got the Obama administration to change their mass incarceration policy. Russell Simmons and I worked together back in 2013, and we forced the Obamas to change their incarceration policy, which led to a drop in the incarceration rate. I'm really proud of that. The third thing that we've done that I'm really proud of is we got millions of people exposed to Powernomics. We got, and again, this is why, I'm conflicted about the beef between Kwame and Charlemagne. That, to me, that's their beef. That's their thing. Because one thing I can say is that without Charlemagne getting Dr. Claude Anderson on the Breakfast Club, millions of people never would have heard of Powernomics. And so that does not mean that there's not more to talk about. Like, if you want to talk about Charlemagne's past and all that stuff, I have nothing to do with that. It's like when Russell got accused of something. I didn't defend that. I don't know what happened, what he was doing sexually. I have no idea what any other man does in the bedroom. I've never been in the room when another man was having sex. So I literally cannot speak to things I don't know. I believe in truth, period. That's it. I just don't know. So I say, well, whatever it is, good luck with that. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like you are innocent when I don't know if you're innocent or guilty. I don't know. I had a best friend that was accused of sexual assault. And the only reason I was able to say that he was innocent was because it was proven that the woman lied. It was proven that she had falsely accused several men, right? It was proven that she would go after money and tell a lie to get money. So at that point, I was like, okay, it sounds like he did not do this, right? But before that, I was like, I don't know what he did. I'm not around when men have sex. I don't do that, right? So basically, but I can tell you though, we got Powernomics out to the world. We got Kanye West tweeting Powernomics. We got Ice Cube tweeting Powernomics. We got Dr. Anderson on the Breakfast Club, which was a lot of work. Dr. Anderson, Farrakhan, and Tariq Nasheed. Those are three people that I helped to get on the Breakfast Club, and I'm very happy about that. I've been on there 4 times. I don't want to go back. I don't need to go back. I give zero shits about going back. I don't even like mainstream media, to be honest with you. I just don't, because it's too much. There's too much ignorance in the world. And the older I get, the smarter I get. The older I get, the more observant I get. Like, I had a PhD 20 years ago. So I was already in the top 1% in terms of education level. So, and I'm 10 times smarter than I was back then. So some stuff I see, it's just not going to make sense to me. So either you trust me or you don't, right? So if you come to me and you say, Dr. Boyce, what do you think about such and such? There's a good chance I'm going to say something that is going to confuse the shit out of you. I'm going to confuse you. You're going to be like, this motherfucker's crazy. What the hell is he talking about? And it's like, I'm not going to argue with that. like, I'm just going to say like, okay, yeah, when I was 28, that's what I thought. Or when I was 35, maybe I thought that way, but I'm 49 and I've had a PhD for 20 years. So it doesn't make me better than you or better than anyone else, but it means that it's like, if you're reading books constantly and constantly taking in information, eventually you're going to come to insights that other people may not figure out for 50 years or 30 years, right? So I'm going to say stuff on this platform that will confuse you. That's literally going to be like, just like when I did the Kwame Brown video, people were confused. And I was like, yeah, I guess I'd be confused too. Like if I were in your shoes and I thought the way, and I saw the world the way you do, I could totally get how you could feel that way, but that's not what it was. So there's 2 categories. There's people that believe me and people that don't. The people that don't, it's okay. Like you can go. Like I've been popular for a long time. I don't care about a popularity. I know what being popular feels like. Being popular is not fun because one minute people love you, the next minute they hate you, right? And so, so one guy said today, he said, well, I don't want to cancel the doc, but this is messed up. But we gonna. I said, man, fuck cancel culture. You can't cancel shit. I've been doing this for 25. White people have been trying to cancel me since before I was born. They ain't succeeded yet. The only person that can cancel you is God. Like Ice Cube had a lyric where he said, you can't cancel a soldier. I'm a soldier. I will talk. Even if there were 2 people watching my channel, I would talk to those 2 people like they were the 2 most important people in the world. And I would say, thank God 2 people get it. This is not a popularity thing. So other people can have the popularity. I'd rather have the wealth. I've got the wealth, so I don't need the popularity anymore. And really, I never needed it at any point. Right? Popularity is more for ego. That's where you can say, look at me, look at how many views I have, look at how many people love my channel, look at how well, that's you seeking validation. You're looking for the world to tell you that you are somebody. And I practiced 20 years ago letting myself know you are somebody, even if no one knows that you exist. And I encourage anybody that wants to have real confidence, like really feel good about yourself and what you're doing, like find your validation internally. Don't look to the world to give it to you. Because I'm gonna tell you, some of these people are crazy. Some of these people are fly by night. Some of these people will love you on Tuesday, hate you on Thursday, and then love you again on Friday. Some of these people, will come to you with all kinds of nonsense where you got to go along with the nonsense for them to keep liking you, right? And you don't want to be in that space. You want to be in a space where you can seek out your truth that's going to help you achieve your goal, whatever that goal happens to be. All right. So let me see here. Did you watch the Jessica documentary? It's on YouTube. I don't know what Jessica documentary you're referring to. I'm sorry. Let's see. It's your job. Explain it, Doc, not to make us understand. Yeah. I explain it. And, people don't get it. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm okay with that. It's a lot of really dumbass questions coming across this chat. Yeah. I don't. I've learned to ignore stupid people a long time ago. Thanks for stating the things you have done for the Black community because it clears my perspective as well. This is messy. Personally, you have helped me see things way clearer and get into stocks. Good, Twinborn. I'm glad to hear that. This stuff passes. Internet stuff passes in like 3 days. Like people go crazy about stuff. And then about a week later, like everybody's forgot about it. And that's another flaw of your community is that they know that if they ring the bell and they ring the little bell with the monkey on it, that you'll turn and you'll be like, ooh, and then they'll ring the bell over here and you'll be like, ooh, and the whole time they're like stealing all your money, like on the other side while you're looking away. And that actually comes down to the fact that that I really think that concepts like habits like instant gratification or short attention spans are things that are embedded in you. Like, look at how many Black children they put on ADHD drugs. Like think about this. There are so many of our kids that are so doped out by the system, by white people, that by the time they're 20, they have no chance. They don't even have the ability to try to comprehend somebody like me, like the way I'm explaining stuff and breaking stuff down in a certain way. Their brains have been fried. Like they're gone. Some of them are gone. And their brains have been filled with all the worst information, all the worst habits. That's why you see so many Black people that literally embrace and love and will defend the things that are killing them the most. They will defend the unhealthy soul food with all the sugar and all the fat that's murdering more Black people than the police ever could. The police wish they could kill as many Black people as Popeye's chicken has killed. Popeye's chicken has slaughtered more Black people than the police ever could. I think there's about 50 unarmed Black men per year that are shot by the cops. Popeye's chicken, unhealthy food, kills thousands, right? There are, we will embrace smoking and drinking. Kamala Harris was meeting the other day with a rapper. She won't meet Black leaders, mind you. She won't meet people that know the answers. They deliberately will avoid meeting people that know the answers to Black problems, but they'll meet with a rapper in a minute. And so this rapper and Lil Baby in one of his lyrics, and I'm not dissing him. I'm sure some people take it as a diss, but I don't care. But Lil Baby in one of his lyrics, he said something like, I might rap about killing and dope, but I tell the young people to vote. And I said, that's a really deep statement. I get that. Okay, so you're celebrating. So the people that claim to tell you Black Lives Matter are celebrating rappers who are glorifying the death of Black people, right? So you claim to build life, but you're celebrating death. You're not honoring life. So the people that come to you and say, I have solutions on how Black people can live, you ignore those people in favor of the people who say, no, but I've marketed death to Black people. I marketed it and celebrated it and packaged it in a way that a white person never could. Like a white person can never get away with rapping about murdering Black people. But a lot of your Black rappers can do that, right? And then the second piece is he said, I rap about killing and dope, but I tell the young people to vote. And I get that. Okay, so you're marketing drug addiction to young people. And a drug addict, give me a yes or no. Is a drug addict alert? Is a drug addict the most intelligent person in the room? Is a drug addict the one who knows what's going on? Or is a drug addict, in a lot of cases, out of his mind, kind of high, kind of, oblivious to what's going on? Who's easier to take advantage of? Who's easier to control? Between a pusher and a dope dealer, who has the most power? The pusher or a pusher and an addict? Who has the most power? The dope dealer or the dope addict? The person selling the drugs to the addict or the addict himself? Is there any situation where a drug addict is fully functioning and alert and powerful? The answer is no. So the point is that, so you say, I rap about killing and dope, but I tell the young people to vote. And I said, okay, that's a perfect white supremacist strategy. Get them high, get them drunk, get them like not paying attention, not conscious. And then they'll vote for anything. They'll vote for any stupid fucking shit that you put in their face. Like here, just vote. Like, well, why? What am I voting for? What? Well, just vote. Just vote. And so ultimately, you got to pay attention to this type of stuff. I mean, there's a reason why they promote ignorance in droves to you. There's a reason why black rappers can say things about black people that a white person never could. A white rapper could not get away with saying the things about black people that a lot of your black rappers do, and they're being paid by white people to do this. So white people might as well be the ones that are in the booth making the songs, because they're the ones who are putting the music out there. They're the ones deciding which artists are going to be celebrated, right? So some people see it, some people don't. I think it's kind of unfortunate. And I hope some of what I'm saying is making sense. All right, so let me see here. The Jessica Reed documentary. I'm gonna look that up. Thanks, Jay Sanders. Felicia Morgan. Felicia is my grandmother's name. Shout out to my grandmother. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So this is spam. Let me block this person. This looks like a fake account. Do you think that Biden and the Democrats fear black consciousness and awakening? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do not want black people thinking. They do not want black people alert. Because the more alert you become, the more angry you become. James Baldwin, I think, said that something like, I think he said to be black and conscious means to be in a constant state of rage. And there are some situations where I wish I didn't know certain things. There's times where I wish, especially back, when I first started doing this a long time ago, I would be around a lot of black people who were in the, like I think Kwame calls it the get along gang or go along to get along gang. I was around people like that in academia with universities, black university professors who didn't want to lose their job. So they would, I would point out stuff that was racist, and they would just be so scared to say anything. And it was just really irritating because I didn't have any support. I didn't have any allies. I didn't have any courageous black people around me who were ready to stand up to, against the system. And so I personally think that black consciousness is something that they deeply fear. But, you got to be careful when you talk about consciousness, because some people think they're woke, but they're really still asleep. When you have a consciousness that has been sanctioned by your oppressor, when your oppressor shows up and says, we need y'all to be conscious, y'all, right? That ain't really consciousness. Like right now, they tell you to be conscious. We got to make sure every black person gets the vaccine first, right? We got to be conscious for the community. That's not consciousness. That's bullshit. That's them exploiting. That's them seeing which way the wind is blowing. And they see you looking for your consciousness. And they're like, okay, let's control this. Let's nip this thing in the bud before it gets out of hand. Let's make sure we can control this. It's just like how the government officials view cryptocurrency. They don't hate cryptocurrency per se. They just want to make sure that they can control it, that they can have a piece of it. Right. So the same thing is true with black consciousness. Back in the 60s, when grassroots black people would start to rise up and want to, like fight the power or whatever. First thing they would do is put a Negro on TV, and they would say, okay, this is your new black leader. They would tell you who your leaders were, because they said, okay, this is getting crazy. We got to make sure we can control this. And one of the reasons why I don't talk to a lot of people is because I know people have reached out to me to try to control me. They say, okay, if we can get access to Boyce, if we can get Boyce on the phone, then I can talk him down and slow him down. And I felt like that was what Sharpton's people were doing when I was working with them. And that's why I separated myself. I said, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I don't need no friends. I don't care about, I don't care about trying to be popular. I don't care about being in the in crowd. If I say somebody's my friend, it's because they really are my friend. Like, some celebrities I am cool with. Like, I like Willie D and the Ghetto Boys and Scarface. I love talking to Willie because Willie has proven to be my friend. And I love sitting and telling Scarface about, when I got his album in 1998, and because somebody stole my car and they left a Scarface album in my car. Like, when they stole it, they took it for a joyride, and I listened to that album like the whole summer. It was called My Homies, and it was really cool to be able to tell Scarface that story, And so sometimes every now and then something like that will come up and you get a chance to do that, but you can't let that drive you. Your purpose has to drive you. Like, what you're doing has to matter more than who you're friends with, because you'll lose a lot of friends when you really start pursuing your true purpose. Like, a lot of you are hanging out with people that match who you are. They don't match who you're trying to be. So as you start to truly find your consciousness and truly find yourself and truly figure out who you're supposed to be, what's going to happen is you're going to start ending up losing some of those friends because they're going to say, well, you ain't the same no more. You ain't, you used to be cool. You used to be down and you used to be this and that and the other. And if that's not going to work because that's not who you are anymore. So so be okay with that. Like, be okay with shedding some of your friends because you'll make new friends. You'll find new people that you'll meet at the mountaintop that can be better fits for you. Let me see here. Yeah, let's see here. Dr. Boyce said Kwame may get hit for the N-word, changes to brothers. Yeah, Kwame changed the word, and I'm glad he did. That's all I wanted him to do was take that N-word out of your title, or they're going to take your channel down. And, I know some of y'all think COINTELPRO is going to, they're going to use what I said against me. But you think these fucking people needed me to tell them like that putting the N-word in your title could get your channel taken down? You really think that they had no idea that they wouldn't think of this on their own? Like, seriously, like, people are like, well, you shared the information, you shared the secrets. I'm not a fucking YouTube expert. I don't run YouTube. Like, really, I was trying to look out for the brother. I was like, hey man, you might not want to do that. Like, because they're gonna come get you. Believe me, you picked a lot of fights with a lot of very powerful people, and I think it's fine, it's cool. I know a lot of people love you, and and I've watched it, and I think it's I don't know. It's kind of interesting to watch. I have nothing else to say about that. Let me keep going. Do you have any opinion on the programs offered by John Hope Bryant? John Hope Bryant seems to be a guy that is very interested in applications of capitalism in a way that is beneficial to the masses. And because I think capitalism can be democratized. Capitalism is not always the devil. It is the devil when it's used in a devilish way. But if you think about things like encouraging people to become stock owners, that's a very socialist idea. That's a very democratized concept. That's not hardcore pure capitalism where only rich people make money. Many of you, give me a yes or no in the chat. How many of you right now, let's just do it right now. How many of you are invested in the stock market, maybe because of what I said or somebody like me said? How many of you are invested in the stock market right now? And put a yes in the chat, and also put maybe a double yes if you are happy that you're invested in the stock market. If your income has gone up because you've been an investor, give me a double yes in the chat if you're invested and you're making money, right? Let me know. And I say that because I want to make this point, because the best thing I can do to help Black people, I found, is help you get more money. Like why the hell? Why are you on my channel? Why are you even listening to me? What benefit do I serve in your life if I'm just here entertaining you? If I was like like these comedians, you got comedians that got millions of followers that take up billions of hours of Black people's time, which could be invested in learning things, right? And it's like some dude who's putting on a dress, who's making you laugh because he's doing TikTok videos where he's wearing a dress. 1 minute he's twerking, the next minute he's wearing a cheerleader's outfit, the next minute he's wearing a bathrobe, saying, you got to get on your Zoom. You got to get on your Zoom. What benefit does that offer to your life? Now, I know what it does. What's happening is it's like a drug. Comedy and laughter releases endorphins, which helps you feel better. It numbs you up to help you get past whatever pain or discomfort you might feel that comes with maybe being Black, or maybe it comes with the stress that you deal with in life. Comedy has a good purpose. There's nothing wrong with comedy, but it's not as if you're benefiting. It's like taking a drink of liquor, because you're stressed out. Like, I'm gonna get a drink, or because I am under so much stress, I'm gonna go have some sex, or I'm gonna go gamble, or I'm gonna go, put a heroin needle in my arm, or whatever, right? So the question to me is always not just how can I make you feel good, it's how can I make sure that you are good, right? Because numbing the pain does not make the pain go away. Do you get what I'm saying? Are you following me? Please tell me you follow me. Numbing the pain is not the same as solving the problem. Numbing the pain is not the same as making sure your life is better. So when I talk to you guys about wealth and investing or anything, or even when I go in Uncle Boyce mode and I'm like, okay, let me just share some perspective, some honest advice for young people, it's because I want your life to be better. I want your life to be better. And quality of life is measured by 3 key areas: health, wealth, and relationships. If I make sure you're mentally and physically healthier, then we're winning. If I make sure, because a lot of Negroes are crazy, a lot of Negroes are dying from too much fried chicken, right? That's why I roll with guys like Nathaniel Jordan, the Minister of Wellness. That's why we have mental health experts that come through here. So health, if you're healthier mentally and physically, then boom, we've achieved our goal. 2, wealth. Your income, wealth is measured mainly by your income and your assets. If your income goes up or your assets go up or both go up as a result of you hearing from me, then we've achieved our goal. If you're keeping your money, not just making more money, but keeping that money, then we win. Relationships. If you are having better relationships with other Black people, if you are bringing good energy, not toxic energy, if you are finding, good people to put in your life, if you are getting along better with your spouse, which can be your number one building partner in life, then boom, we've achieved our goal. We win, because studies show that people who are healthier and who have better relationships also tend to not just be happier, but they also tend to be wealthier. Your health and your relationships tie directly into your wealth. Unhealthy people cannot build wealth. If they're mentally unstable, then nobody wants to work with a crazy fuck. Nobody wants to work with a crazy person. Even if you are talented and great. I know people in Hollywood who are super talented, big brands, everybody knows who they are, but nobody will work with them. Nobody will send money in their direction because they say, no, you can't work with him because his ego is too big. Or, because he's so insecure that he walks around thumping his chest, acting like he's the most important person in the room. Or, nah, she crazy. If you trigger her a little bit, she gonna go off and it's gonna mess up the whole project. Or he's weak. He don't even show up to meetings and doesn't do what he's gonna do. Right. So nobody works with people that are mentally unhealthy. And there's a lot of mental illness in our community. A lot of our people go through things as children that make us just unstable, that make us go berserk. Like, people upset you, even myself. I mean, there are times where I have to acknowledge my triggers and say, okay, Boyce, don't get triggered. Don't go off, because sometimes your feelings get hurt, or remind you of something that you felt when you were a kid, or it reminds you of that last raggedy motherfucker who took your money. And next thing you know, you're throwing missiles at each other. And if you watch the energy online, you've got some productive energy that's online. That energy is not popular. What's really popular is the toxic energy. The number one way for people to get views on their video is to attack another person. When people are being toxic and fuck that motherfucker, and let me tell you what this name, he's a blah blah. There are people that love that, because they're the same reason that if you open up a health food store next to a Popeye's chicken, the Popeye's chicken is going to have a line out the door. The health food store might go bankrupt that year, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, if you're healthier and you have better relationships, then you also you end up finding out that you end up having more wealth. In fact, if you ruin your health to go get wealth, then eventually you're going to have to give up all your wealth to get your health back. Right. Or if you ruin your relationships, like you ruin your marriage because you're so busy chasing money, you ain't got time to let your wife know you love her. Well, guess what? Your silly ass will be in divorce court or child support court, or whatever. And all your wealth that you worked hard for will be gone. Number one wealth zapper in America is typically divorce. Right. So you got to think about how all these things connect. So when I'm talking to you guys, I don't really, the more popular I become, the more worried I get, because, I don't really want to be in a space where I've got to say something cool and trendy to keep your attention. I'd prefer to talk to the people that I consider to be the talented 10th. That's 10% of the community. So 40 million Black people is about maybe 10% of that is 4 million. So it's maybe 4 million people that I think are kind of looking around at the world and saying, I want to do better. Like, I want to break cycles. I don't want to be toxic. I want to build something. I want to really defeat white supremacy. I don't want to just talk about it. I don't want to just complain about how bad my life is. I want to make it better. And those are the people that I like to talk to, because if I can empower you to be better at what you do, to become stronger people, then what happens is you and your children become the Black leaders. You and your children are the ones who have wealth and jobs. So then all the little nigglets, all the little backward thinking Black people, all they know how to do is go fill out a job application. Don't know nothing about starting a business. They'll bring their butts and they'll start following you because you have the money. That's how white people control you. They control the money. So they say, either you behave or we're going to take away your government check, or either you behave or you won't have a job anymore. Well, what do? They behave. They start behaving because they respond to power. They respond to money. So I want to see you powerful. Right. I want you to really look at your family and think about, okay, this is my institution. This is mine. It might be raggedy right now, but it becomes whatever I want it to be. I got my children. That's an asset in my life. I can train up my children and make them into assets to our wealth building strategy as a family. We're going to embrace all the tools necessary to empower each other and to love the hell out of each other, to build something that's worthwhile, something that our grandchildren and great grandchildren can be proud of. And that's really my vision. Like, that's something that I love to see, because once you get that power position, those other people will follow you. A lot of those people don't even know who they are. They learn they learn their identity from what they watch on TV. They learn their identity. They go along with whatever's trendy. If somebody thinks something's popular, they'll just do it because everybody else is doing it, because they haven't engaged in the critical thinking necessary to even know like what they should be doing next. So they just do what everyone else is doing. And the reason that that's a problem to do when you're black is because your culture is so bad. They made your culture so toxic that if you just follow the crowd, like a black male who just follows what the majority of black men are doing, he's going to end up dead by the age of 45, because you're going to be guided toward things that are not beneficial, not healthy for you. Misguided perceptions of masculinity, all kinds of stuff. What is my opinion on Derek Grace and the good he's doing? I don't know much about Derek. I see him online. I think he's a guy that got the tattoos and stuff. I was really impressed with the way Derek trained his children on wealth. His style's a little different from mine for sure, but there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat. I haven't seen anything with Derek that bothered me. I think Derek is smart. His children are smart. And it reminds me also like the Wall Street Trapper. His style is different from mine, but man, I love Big Trap. He's a great guy. We've talked on the phone. He was so decent and kind and respectful, and when we talked, and you can't be mad at that, and I'm really happy about his success. I saw him on the Breakfast Club. He blew it up. And what I really love about him, and also the guys that Earn Your Leisure, I see him Ash Cash, Sleepers for Suckers, like Andre C. Hatchett. I love what these guys are doing, because it's like, this is what's up. This is my vision for the black male. My vision for the black male is to see millions and millions and millions of black men really just getting ahead of the curve on all things related to economics and wealth. And then you cap that off with a love of the black family, honoring the black woman, defending and supporting the black community, putting the black community first, understanding that you can be successful without being a sellout. And those guys are doing it. Like those guys, like it makes me say, man, I can sit back now. I ain't gotta carry the load myself, because you don't know, when I started this stuff in 2010, wasn't nobody doing this stuff. Everybody was, people told me I was stupid for trying to do this, trying to get black people to talk about investing. So I had to find creative ways to talk about it. Now I don't have to do anything. Now there's plenty of people doing it, and I'm glad to have been a part of that. Let's see here. Why is it hard for me as a black man to convince my friends and family investing is the way to go? Did you ever run into that problem? Yes, Michael, I run into that problem a lot. I say, I don't think you have to really argue with people that are trying to be ignorant. I don't think you have to fight with people that are destructive, mentally ill, counterproductive. I really don't. It's only going to piss you off and stress you out. Remember that you're not safe yet. Like, we're all in this together. Many of us started in the same pot. I started off poor. I started off in the struggle. I started off with chaos in my life. My father wasn't there. I had all kinds of stuff to deal with. So a lot of times I'll walk away from certain energy and certain people because I don't want to go back to that place. I don't want you to turn me into a nigga. And it's like being bit by a zombie. Like, you get bit by the zombie, you become a zombie too. So some of y'all, you know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you'll act out of character because you're dealing with somebody who knows no discipline. You're dealing with somebody who has no constructive energy. You're dealing with somebody who only wants to seek and destroy. So you start saying, I got to match your energy. So because I'm trying to operate on level 6, you on level 1. So I'm like, I'm going to show you that I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to go to level 1 with you. We both going to jail today. I don't have to prove that to you. I don't have to prove to you that I can be a bigger nigga than you. I don't want to do that. Right. That does not, I did not win. Even if I out nigger you, we both lose because we both just a couple of niggas, and we both going to get carried away by that police officer at the end of the day. We both going to end up broke. We both end up with broken families. We both end up miserable. So I don't want to be in that space with you at all. So that's one of the other reasons why on the platform, I'm not really trying to reach everybody. I'm not trying to reach the masses. Like, people that don't want to hear this kind of stuff, I really want them to stay away. It's like a teacher in the classroom. If you got a kid in the back that's being disruptive, you send them out. You send them to the principal's office, because you want to focus on the kids that really want to learn. Because sometimes if you spend so much time trying to teach somebody who don't want to know nothing, then the people that really are into it are going to get frustrated. They're going to get mad that you're wasting time with this little asshole who is determined to destroy his life. So a lot of times I observe, I pay attention to what people say, like, people that are really legitimately really trying to do better. I do surveys and everything. And what I learned is that there are black people on my platform who hate it when I start, going back and forth with another black person, or when I go back and forth with somebody who's stupid. Like, I'll be like, gosh, well, I got to help him understand what's really going on. And they'll be like, Doc, we already get it. We know what's going on. We see the same thing you do. So you don't even have to address it. And I'll be like, yeah, that's right. Let's get back to what we're doing. Let's do something productive. So, that's what I encourage you to do. Elevate yourself. And then here's the thing that's going to happen. This is what happened with me. If you go out and you set your goal and you build your dream and you make it into something amazing, like you kicking ass, taking names, you driving the nicest car, you living in the biggest house, you got the most money, you running a business, you ain't going to work every day because you got a team of people that's reporting to you. Oh, the little nigglet-minded people are going to take notice of that. They're going to notice that. They're going to be like, dang, well, that's where the money resides. Like he's doing something that I want to be a part of because he's got power now. You understand? When I was younger, I was probably like a scrub. I was in graduate school and studying all the time, and I wasn't cool. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I wasn't somebody that people wanted to be around and be like. I wasn't the most popular guy around. And then when I got my PhD and I started making more money, people noticed that. People in my family noticed that. But I was still this very super pro-black kind of person, and I've always been that way. I've always felt the need to stand up to the white man. I look him eye to eye. He's not superior to me. In fact, I don't care if you believe in white supremacy. If you're a white supremacist, that does not bother me because I believe in black excellence. I believe black people are maybe I believe in black supremacy. I don't know. You could probably say that. I have no idea. I'm not going to say it that way, but I do believe that there's nothing you can't do to me that I can't do to you. And I lost a lot of friends because of that. I did not have a lot of friends. But here's what happened. I put all my energy into building my goal. I put all my energy into building my dream. I put all my energy into making the next move. I put all my energy into controlling my emotions so I could focus. And what happened was things started clicking. I started making more money. People that ignored me before started seeing me on TV. Suddenly people that whether they love me or hate me, were talking about me. And what happened is that those same people who blew me off before were suddenly like breaking their phone trying to find my phone number, claiming that they've been buddies with me for 20 years. And I haven't talked to them twice. Right. And that gave me a type of power where I was able to determine or dictate the terms of how I engage with you. I'm not going to go be a nigga just so I can fit in with you. I'm not going down to wherever you at. You're going to have to come up to me. I'm on level 6. We in the penthouse over here. So if you want to be in the building, I'm not coming to the first floor, but you're invited to come to the 6th floor if that's where you want to be, or you're invited to come up to the penthouse. So when you get that power, you don't have to go and argue with people and like, oh, I need you to really understand. No, don't do that. Don't argue with idiots. Just go focus on being the best you can be. And then the idiots will always pay attention because they may still be trying to find themselves. They may not know, who they are. So when they see you succeeding, they'll be like, oh, I want to do what he does and it might be because they like the car you drive or they want to have the power that you have. So go get some power. If you get some power, people will pay attention. I told you, seriously, when I first started off, I had certain people that I really admired that I wanted to meet and stuff like that. And but I never reached out to one single one of those people ever. I can't think of a single time where I was like, oh, I really would want to meet this person because I didn't want to be a fan. I don't like that treatment anyway. I was like, no, I'm not gonna go chase somebody down. Like we got it all right here. We got the gold mine right here. And so check it out. When we did our thing, we did it so well. All those people that were on my list of people I wanted to meet, damn near every single one of them was trying to get in touch with me, right? So what I would say is just go be excellent. Be as excellent as you can be every single day. Push through your limitations. Become strong. Become capable. And when your excellence, when your light starts to shine, you'll start to see the universe will start to kind of order itself around what you're doing. In fact, think about it. Like the sun is the most powerful energy force in the entire solar system. The planets revolve around the sun. The sun does not revolve around anything. The sun doesn't have to go chase down anybody. The sun ain't got to talk. It ain't got to convince a comet to stay in orbit. It doesn't care what Venus is doing. All the sun does is it sits there and it just shines like a motherfucker. And the energy and the gravitational pull is so vast and so powerful that everything in the solar system going out billions of miles revolves around the sun. So when you start really shining, you'll find that the world will move out of your way. It'll part like water, and you'll find people revolving around you. The people that love you are going to start supporting and following you. The people that hate you won't be able to stop talking about you, because your shine will be so powerful that even whether they like you or don't like you, your presence will be enormous. So go be present. Be present for yourself. Go ahead and shine. Don't be a planet. I want you to be the sun. Okay. All right. So I got to go. If you want to stay on the channel, actually, I'm about to interview a brother about some crypto stuff. So if you go to the blackfinancialchannel.com, I'll put the URL on the screen. We're going to actually talk about what's going on with the crypto markets. There's a URL. Feel free to go to the blackfinancialchannel.com, and we're going to have a really good conversation. I don't have the brother's name in front of me. Troy White, I think that's his name, but he's going to be there. And also, speaking of crypto and stuff like that, I am doing my first crypto investing masterclass. So if you guys would like to join that, today only, you can actually get 48% off. So feel free to go to cryptoinvestingmasterclass.com. There's a URL. If that kind of thing interests you, feel free to join us. All right, guys. Thank you for a great conversation. It was awesome. And I got to go upstairs and find out why my girls are fighting. They're up here trying to kill each other. So let me go find out what's going on. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. If you could, please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. And thank you, Chanel, for the congratulations on the wedding. I appreciate it. All right. See you guys later. Take care. Peace.